Good morning, dear friends. Hope everyone doing great and everything going great at your side. Today's our topic is social inclusion and tolerance. Let's try to discuss it. What is social inclusion? Social inclusion actually ensures that the people have equal rights and equal opportunities, keeping their backgrounds just apart, whatever the backgrounds they have, but the society they are living in, they have the equal rights and equal opportunities. To understand social inclusion, let's go back to the American history where the blacks were brought as slaves, and for a long time they served as slaves, and the time came that social inclusion became necessary, and they started, you know, protest, they started fight for their rights, and the society emerged to be a society where they got their due place, their due space, and that inclusiveness became a beauty. In every society, people are there from different backgrounds. When we talk about the countries like United States, United Kingdom, the both countries I can share here as examples because I have been there, that people are living very beautifully. There are people from around the world, but having that social inclusiveness helps them to live together as a society where they have the equal rights, where they have the opportunities, where they can talk about, for their rights, where if they have any kind of complaint, they can register equally, where when they go for education, they have the equal rights, where they go for the health, they have the equal rights, equal opportunities in the jobs, in the society, in education. The second thing that is important to discuss today, it is tolerance. What is tolerance actually? How do we feel it? When we see in the society, we always like other peoples to be tolerant. Do we really apply it in our lives as well? Do we have the power to forgive? Do we have the power to ignore? Do we have, that mindset where we can respect the diversity, where we can respect the faith of other, where we can feel it that diversification is beauty actually. From the childhood, I used to feel very interesting thing, and this example always made me very happy because as a child, uh, I used to have some time chance by my parents to get the ice cream. So they used to ask, what kind of ice cream would you like? So I used to say, okay, I would go for vanilla. And then next, chocolate, strawberry. So, still I think about it. That's the same way, like there are different flavors of ice cream, there are different, tastes of food, there are different, things, and they have their own deliciousness. Same way, diversity is something very beautiful, and to accept that diversity, to understand that diversity, to respect that diversity is actually tolerance. For a healthy society, for a balanced society, for a beautiful society, both things are very important. If we talk about having inclusion in society, a society where tolerance is there, we have to work little harder, we have to work little smarter, and we have to realize that how to work on these things. Today we'll talk about a few of the points that how to have a cohesive society, how we can have a society where everybody can be considered equal, how we can have a society where everybody can enjoy the equal rights, how we can have a society where we can respect everyone's faith, where we can respect, everyone's background, where we can respect and we can enjoy different cultures. I can share you an example of United States while I was there. So I had a chance to attend some of the Spanish events, and I really loved them. It was the first chance that I had Spanish events, cultural events, and I really enjoyed them a lot. And the same way, I had a chance to see, some of the Italian marches in some areas where the Italian communities were there. That was great too. By living in an area where there were a lot of Asians, I had a chance to have the desi foods. I had a chance to have the Indian foods. Amazing. I came across Chinese people and Chinese restaurant, as you find Chinatown in every country around the world. Beautiful. So this is something really makes a society quite, emerging one, cohesive one, quite, interesting one, and having, that international touch where you feel that this country is a country where people from different backgrounds do live with the sense of equal rights, with the responsibility, with the ownership. So really amazing, really amazing. So let's start with some of the points that how a cohesive society can be built. Promote tolerance and respect. It is really important. It is the beginning where we start, you know understanding the value of respect. Today I had another program about the respect in a different language, and I really enjoyed it. That, see, the respect is respect, whatever language, whatever culture, whatever faith, whatever your background, finally you're a human being. And even I would say, I always say, it is an amazing thing to my kids. I tell them that respect everything, whether it's a human, it is an animal, even a non-living thing. Because when you start learning respect, when you start knowing to respect the things, when you start now knowing that, respecting everything is essential, respecting everything is important, so you inculcate a value, you can inculcate something very beautiful inside, that becomes a part of your personality, and in the coming days, the society you will build, it would be wonderful. Encourage interfaith and intercultural dialogue. It is also important in the new era, especially in the new world, where people have somehow gone far from the faith. They have different mindset. I do agree with it, that too, because it's the freedom, it's the liberal right of everyone to do as they like. But we have to understand this thing as well. Those who are the people who are the carriers of faith, who have the faith, they are having bigger responsibility of, understanding faith of each other, you know creating such kind of environment where uh, exchange of faith teachings can be there, where people can understand rather than having, disinformation, misinformation, wrong information about each other's faith. Because this is something what really creates a difference, what kind of, it brings some kind of uh, dissatisfaction among the societies. This is something even unknowingly brings the hate among the people. So it is the even duty of scholars, duty of leaders, duty of faith leaders, duty of educators, that they do create such environment, they do create such programs where the dialogues can be there, where there can be dialogues on faith as well, there can be dialogues on culture. Yeah, cultural events, cultural programs, as I just talked about, that, we need to attend each other's cultural programs. We need to see that how we celebrate our cultures, how do we practice our cultures, how do we do different things, different kind of festivals in our cultures, and what are our traditions. This is something really beautiful, what can give the cohesiveness to our society. Try to combat discrimination. See, discrimination is something, is not for any one sect, it is not something for any one community, it is not for one group of people from different background, but discrimination even with the single person is actually discrimination for the whole society. And the cohesive society cannot bear the damage of such kind of anything where people start thinking discriminated. So in a society wherever you feel that discrimination is happening, it is duty, it is obligation for everyone to just come forward and speak against that discrimination and try to remove it, whatever the possible legal ways are available. Promote common values. See, there are a lot of things that are common. Nobody likes to have the crime in their areas. Nobody likes to have broken swings in the parks for their children. Nobody likes to have people using drugs while they are with the families for walk and in the area they are living in. Nobody likes to have criminals. Nobody likes to have such kind of environment where people have no worries about cleanliness. They are throwing garbage everywhere. They have no kind of intention to make it a beautified one, or they have no kind of plan that they should be developing their areas. So these are common values. There are a lot more. I always say there are less differences and more common values, but we have to identify them. We have to discuss with them. Everybody likes to have, a better life. Everybody likes to develop their areas. Nobody likes to have a society where they cannot feel comfortable with their families, with their loved ones. So, common values have to be discussed and they have to be appreciated, they have to be promoted. Incorporate ethics and peace. Very important, very close to my heart, these topics. When I talk about the peace, I feel it that we need to, we all those who give the value and who understand that what the peace is and how peace can bring the prosperity to this world have to stand together. The keeping the faith, keeping the background, languages, keeping culture, tradition, everything aside, we need to understand, we need to stand together for the peace of the world. And wherever we live, we need to work on it. We have to just hold the hands of each other. We need to just bring the peace for each other. And it is only possible when we start having peace within us. And we can then just spread it around wherever we live, in our communities, with our friends, with our neighbors, with our society. And ethics. Ethics is something practically very much needed. I see, you know, even it is less found in the syllabus. It is even not much practically practiced in our educational institutions as well. There's need to work upon it. And the first responsibility comes of the parents, and the second are teachers, that who have to work even little harder for the characteristic needed for a cohesive society to build peace, and then talk about ethics, respecting each other, taking care of each other, having humility, understanding the needs of each other, helping each other, becoming someone who can really take such community, make such community a beautiful, helping community, caring community. A community can be exemplified by different other communities. Media literacy, we need to work on it. As I always say that there's a lot to see in the media nowadays. Uh, we were discussing yesterday at some place where the talk of the town was that now this electronic media is not as much accepted as the social media. So we need to have the literacy of media. We need to understand that how to see, how to evaluate the media. uh, Critically we need to analyze it, but because we cannot accept everything as it is, we cannot take the narrative of everyone as it is. We need to critically take it and think about it, that what is right and what is acceptable, because we are the builders of cohesive society, where cohesiveness is there, inclusion is there, where tolerance is there, where people accept each other. We have to be careful that whatever in the media even is trying to bring the division among the people, how we have to avoid it, and what we have to bring, what can bring the people closer. I just use the word critical thinking. We cannot accept everything as it is being told by the media, or as it is being even shared by some of the community leaders. We have to be critical. We have to have the critical thinking so we can decide scientifically, we can decide properly, by analyzing that things are shared with us. Are they good to be the part of our community? Are they good for an inclusive society, or they have to be avoided? Equal educational opportunities, equal health opportunities, and equal opportunities. They are actually what I say, that opportunities and equal rights. These are the main things are needed by any society, by every society. We need to see that how we can bring this equality. It starts again from the very ground level. It starts from the electoral system, where we elect our representatives, where we elect the leaders, where we just bring the people to the decision making positions, decision making powers, and then they do legislation for us, then they serve us, then they talk for our rights, then they talk about the equal opportunities. But this is what we are, who bring them, who elect them, and who make them our representatives. So we need to work harder together. We have to start it. And what I say, that anything together we start, anything we really want to do, we can do it. Dear friends, today's program, I tried that I should share some of it to see that how we can make our society uh, where there can be inclusion, where we all can live together with the peace, with the tolerance, with the growth, with the equal rights, with the equal opportunities. I would request you to share your comments, your feedbacks, and tell us that what else we can do to make society flourishing, what else we can do to make our society prosperous, peaceful, and how we can live together as a really, really peaceful and prosperous society. Thank you very much. If you feel the content is useful and we need to make more videos on such content, please do share in the comment box, subscribe, share with all. Thank you very much. Good day.